Hello and welcome to episode 46 of the Fish Tank. So 46, unique number, well not that unique, it's the same amount of chromosomes that everyone has in their human body. And also the age of President John F. Kennedy when he was shot in the head. So on this week's show I've got these little drumstick effect things that make drum noises. So I could actually probably replicate machine gun fire if I waved on quite fast, so could be someone shooting at me, but no one would want to do that surely, would they? So it's time for Apology of the Week. Well, on last week's show, I was accused of swearing in what is now known as Fish Tank Gate, after I referred to ITV as a bunch of bastards. Or sorry, it was a bunch of thieving bastards who won't give you money back. So apologies for saying the word bastards, which I've now said already 3 times on this week's show, but I apologise for that. But I also demand an apology from Have I Got News For You, although I can't specifically get their regular presenters to give me an apology because they haven't got one, which perhaps I could do it. You never know. Yes, they stole the joke that I did last week about a scandal involving a gate being called Gate. So not happy about that, so there you go. So it's time for sort of the middle part of the show. What's been happening to me this week? Well, I've got a new job in Manchester. Can you believe it? I'm going to be working in Manchester as of next year. I think midway through the summer I'm going to start a job in Manchester. Very unique place because there's a lot of strong people come from Manchester, a lot of important people. There was a woman called Emmeline Pankhurst who came from Manchester, and she had a lot to do with women's rights. And in 1910 she started standing outside Parliament at 4 o'clock every afternoon to campaign for women's rights. She would have got there sooner, but she had to do a lot of ironing and washing up. That's the way it is. As well as that, there was a man called Ted Didcot, who was a businessman, but he made a fortune in Manchester doing things to do with cotton mills, and then he went and worked as a philanthropist in Liverpool, and he gave a lot of his money and a lot of time to people living in slums and stuff in Liverpool. So apparently his work was absolutely tireless, as was his car when he went to drive home at the end of the day. But that's the way it is. What else has been happening? Well, England have been playing cricket in Sri Lanka, and they've not done very well, to be fair. Perhaps a bit scared because in a warm-up match they were playing and a snake slithered onto the pitch, and all the players had to sort of like run off and have something to eat. I think they called lunch early and they had something to eat and drink. Not really sure what they'll have had to eat, although perhaps to drink they might have had a pint of snake bite. You never know. Oh, I didn't get the cymbal noise. I meant to go like this. Whoops. So yeah, there you go. It didn't work, unfortunately. That's the way it is. And John Darwin has been in the news as well. A canoeist, or well, a very bad canoeist who crashed his canoe and then died but came back to life. Except he didn't, because he's just a fraudster. He just moved away. So I wonder if it's related to Charles Darwin, because as I say, Charles Darwin told us sort of how we came to live, as where John Darwin I suppose told us how we came to live, then die, then come to live again. But we'll wait and see. So it's time now for the Celebometer, which on this week's show I would like to get Phil Collins, as I got the drumsticks out, who's got a resurrection in fortune since his the dairy milk advert with the gorilla on it, and well, I'm going to start drumming, do my little Phil Collins drum solo, see if you can come on and better me at a future date perhaps. No, I don't want anyone saying that I look like a gorilla, okay? So this is Phil Collins on In the Air Tonight with a drum solo. So impressive perhaps, I don't know. So he can appear on the show, or as it's Christmas Santa perhaps, but there you go. I don't know, it's time for headline of the week now anyway. And the headline this week comes from I think a Taiwanese paper or something like that. It says survivor of Siamese twins joins parents. So out of the old Siamese twins situation into a Siamese family. So although I suppose they're not actually physically joined, they've just gone to live with the parents perhaps. And now time for quote of the week, which this week comes from Ronaldo. And I think by Ronaldo I mean the fat Brazilian one as opposed to the thin Manchester United fall around on the floor player kind of thing. And it says, I want to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm going to fight as hard as I can to make it happen. So don't really think you're following the morals of the Nobel Peace Prize, to be honest, because you're more sort of the Nobel War Prize. So there we go, and that's all from the show at Loughborough. And next week I'll be back in Sheffield.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Santa Claus on Fish Tank? What's happening?
I've heard you've been a very good boy this year, Chris.
Well, part of the time, you know. And
And now I've officially appeared on the fish tank. I've actually become a celebrity.
Of course, first ever celebrity on the show.
I was wondering if I could make a few shout-outs.
Absolutely, go ahead. Couldn't turn you down, Santa.
Hello to all the elves in the North Pole. Hello to the Easter Bunny, you're doing a good job. And hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum. Oh, that's lovely, Santa. I always had you down as a really nice man. Your mum's very old. So what are you doing on the show today, Santa? Have you got a present for me?
Well, since you've been such a good boy this year, I thought I'd give you your present early.
Brill.
It's actually a good joke for the fish tank.
Oh, that's not really keeping with the theme of the show. So anyway, can I use this joke to close the show, Santa?
Yeah.
Okay. I finish the show this week with a message for all people of a nervous disposition. Boom! Santa! No!